Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Students, how are you all? I hope you all remember what we studied in the earlier classes. So we were in chapter number 4, okay, that is Modern World 2, okay, chapter number 4, Modern World 2, okay. So in this chapter, first we learnt about Industrial Revolution. How Industrial Revolution had an impact on various countries, okay, how the various technological changes and also innovations brought about changes in the economy of various countries, okay. Then we learnt about imperialism and colonialism. Next we studied about World War One, okay, the causes for World War One, okay. So today we will learn about the cause of the war, what exactly happened during World War One, okay. So World War One started in August 1914. Okay, World War One started in August 1914. It continued till November 1918. Now during this period, many important battles were fought. Okay, such as Battle of Marne, Battle of Verdun, Battle of Somme, and Battle of Jutland. Okay, from the period of 1914 to 1918. Various battles were fought, okay. And also in the year 1917 there were two important developments, okay. Let's see which are the two important developments during the period of 1917. First one is the entry of USA into the war in April. Second one, withdrawal of Russia from war in November. Okay, now the first one, why did USA enter into the war? Now here there are two reasons. First one is, in 1915 a British passenger ship was sunk by German boats, okay, killing 128 US citizens, okay. That was one of the reason. In 1915 a British passenger ship was sunk by German boats, killing 128 US citizens who were traveling in that ship. That was one of the reasons for US to enter the war. The second reason was that US was the major supplier of arms and ammunition for the war. Okay, so if the war continues, it was an advantage for US, right? Because it was the supplier of arms and ammunition for the war. Okay, so that was the second reason. These were the two reasons for USA to enter into the war. The second point is withdrawal of Russia from war in November. Now why did Russia withdraw from war? This is because in the last class, I hope you all remember, in the previous lesson we learnt about October Revolution. So here in the October Revolution of 1917 in Russia, what happened was, there were many demands, okay. So one of the demand was to maintain peace, okay. So for this reason Russia withdrew from war in November, okay. Now next, in 1918, what happened in 1918? In 1918 Germany, which was the major superpower here, it slowly began to collapse, okay. Germany slowly began to collapse, and other countries like Bulgaria, Australia and Turkey surrendered, okay. Next, the German emperor fled to Holland and Germany was proclaimed as a republic, okay. So here a new government was signed which brought an end to World War, okay. So this is how World War came to an end. Germany collapsed, Bulgaria, Austria and Turkey surrendered. The German emperor fled to Holland and thus Germany was proclaimed a republic and a new government was formed which marked the end of World War One. Okay. Next, let's see the consequences of World War One. Okay. The main consequence was there was large scale damage of property, okay. Now World War One, it was the most disastrous war in the entire world history, okay. many people lost their lives. There was large scale damage of property in many European countries. The total expenditure is estimated to around $180 billion. Okay, the economy of most of the countries were affected because of the war. Okay, this resulted in social tension, unemployment, and poverty. Next one, various treaties were signed after the World War I. Various treaties were signed. Okay, next let's see which are the treaties which were signed after World War I. The first one is the Treaty of Versailles. Okay, now this treaty, the Treaty of Versailles. Okay, first let me tell you how these treaties were signed. Okay, between January and June 1919, after the World War came to an end, the various countries met at a conference at a place called Versailles. Okay, it was in Paris, in order to decide the future of the defeated countries. Okay, nearly 27 representatives of 27 countries attended the conference. Okay, but the main decision was taken by the head of the state of Britain, France, and USA. Okay, the decision was taken by the head of the state of Britain, France, and USA. Now here the main treaties were Treaty of Versailles, Treaty of Germain, and Treaty of Sevres. Okay, first let's see the Treaty of Versailles. This treaty shattered Germany politically, economically, and militarily. Okay, because Germany was held guilty. Okay, it was asked to pay a huge amount of money as compensation for the war. Okay, next, the two places, that is Alsace and Lorraine, which was taken from France, had to be returned. Okay, these two places which were taken from France during the course of the war had to be returned to France. Okay, and the German army, it was restricted only to 1 lakh soldiers. They were not allowed to have soldiers more than 1 lakh. Okay, and Germany was deprived of all her colonies, and most of the German territories were given to Belgium and Poland. Okay, so this is about Treaty of Versailles. Next one is Treaty of Germain. Now the Treaty of Germain separated Hungary from Austria. Okay, and Hungary was made an independent state. Okay, next one is Treaty of Sevres. This treaty broke up the entire Ottoman Empire. Okay, this particular treaty broke up the entire Ottoman Empire. Okay, and Palestine and Mesopotamia were given to Britain. Syria was given to France. Okay, so this is about the various. Now in these various treaties, we can see that it was not fair enough for the defeated countries. Okay, they were unequal settlements. Okay, it was beneficial only for the supreme powers. Okay, it was not of any benefit to the countries which were defeated during the World War I. Okay, they did not have any say in this. Okay, the end of World War I saw the end of European supremacy and emergence of USSR and USA as major powers. Okay, after the World War I, USSR and USA emerged as major powers. Okay, now before the war ended in November 1918, US President Woodrow Wilson had proposed a peace program which was called as Wilson's 14 points. Okay, now among these 14 points, the most important point was the proposal for establishment of an international organization. Okay, now this organization, the aim of this organization should be to maintain peace and security in the world, according to Woodrow Wilson. Okay, so on the basis of these 14 points, the League of Nations was set up in 1920. Okay, in order to maintain peace and security in the world, the League of Nations was set up in 1920. Okay. So let's study about League of Nations. It was the first international organization which was set up in 1920. Okay. The headquarters were at Geneva. The main aim was to maintain peace and security in the world and also to prevent future war and to promote international cooperation, to settle international disputes and to improve conditions of laborers in member countries. Okay, to improve the conditions of laborers in the countries who are members of these League of Nations. Okay, but what happened was the League of Nations failed to do all this. Okay, it failed to meet all the conditions or the aims of this particular organization. Okay, it unfortunately it was not able to maintain peace and security in the world, and also promoting international cooperation could not be done by League of Nations. When Italy attacked Ethiopia in 1935 and also Japan attacked Manchuria in 1936, the League of Nations could not do anything. Okay, so that is why this proposal of Wilson Woodrow was a total failure. Okay, the League of Nations was not a success. Okay, so this is about the consequences of World War I. Okay, what happened after World War I? Okay, that's all for today, students.